Alright, and before we start, just to let you know, if you want to do this with the balloon tool, you can click it here, but you got to highlight this option. Where is it? Here. Create a new layer, because if you don't highlight that selection, what will actually happen is when you create a curved balloon here, for example, and you add something, because you're gonna add something, you're gonna add the layer for the hair, the layer for the eyes and eyebrows and the mouth. But as you go, if you create it here, notice that we are on the same layer and it did a distortion. This helps a lot if you are trying to make it, for example, a comic, because let's take down this layer off and take here the round balloon. You can add the shape here, then you can add another small shape here and make a connection with the pen or the tail. So it helps a lot, it keeps everything organized, and it's easier to move, it's easier to make additions, and it behaves as a vector because, as you can see, you can select each individual part and make changes like adjusting the line weight and so forth. So before you start, you gotta check this option that says create a new layer. Where is it? Here. So every time you do something, let's take here, for example, the curved balloon again, you got something here. Then you're gonna do the eye, and the eye is gonna be here. See, it creates an individual layer only for the eye, and you can make all the changes and adjustments right there. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna delete everything here. I'm gonna hit the U key, so you can go to the figure option, and the sub options. I got the sub tool is the Bezier curve, and I'm gonna do the vector. Let's see how we go. Oh, these layers, by the way, we got a folder. This layer is just a border, like a panel border, and this one is the sketch. So in between, I'm gonna create a vector layer, and we can do it. I like to go with very simple shapes, and if you don't feel comfortable dealing with handles to adjust your vector, something like this, for example, you got here, and then you can go here, and when you hit enter, you try to make additions here. Notice that all the handles are still here, so you can make the changes to it. However, if you don't like this, if you're still getting to know how the vector layer works, getting to know how a vector really works, you can change the option on the curve to the straight line, and you can make a straight line a new dot every time you see a curve. For example, I'm gonna click here, and there's a curve here, and there's another curve there, and another one towards here. So I'm gonna hit enter. Whoops, wrong button. Here. And we can delete this one I hit the Y key to go to the figure. I'm gonna hold Alt and click here to remove the extra vector line. And now we can convert the point corner to a round corner. And to do this, you can hold the Shift and Alt and you click it. As you can see, now it is round, and you can move it, and you can do everything that we did before. If you gotta go towards this position, hold Shift and click, so you can bend it a little more. And it is, to tell you the truth, it's more work, but it's easier to control because you don't have the handles getting around. If you think that everything is a little too much, you can press the O key of operation, click it, and then you can change the overall line weight, and by hitting Y, go to the adjust with it. You can manually do the transition of each point. Click hold right, you enlarge. Click hold left, you decrease. And notice that it looks a lot like as a normal stroke that we do with the stylus. So I'm gonna go to the cubic Bezier and use the new tool. Click, hold, bend, and I think we can bend it here. And I'm gonna click here with the shift so we can reset the position. I'm gonna click here and do it again. And we're gonna add all the details later. You don't need to add everything on the first run. The first run is all about how you can capture this silhouette. It is a little thicker, we can change it. I'm gonna hit the enter, but we can change it later. I'm gonna show overall about everything, and then we do a time lapse. I think we can do a time lapse here. I'm gonna click here and do here, and click again there to reset the position. Click here and do it. And as we go, you see that the idea of having less points on the long run, it's easier to make every adjustment that you need to do without the obligation of adding more points and getting a little heavier to manage. I'm gonna switch this corner and I'm gonna pull a little, and we can create a new vector and do the same again, this time with maybe this branch. I'm going to start from the bottom to the top and bend. And notice that there are different ways to bend. You can bend towards a diagonal to really adjust the curve. And now that it's far there, the curve is a little compromised. Hold shift, click, we'll reset it. I'm gonna click here, maybe here, and bend it over the other direction. I did something wrong there, let's do it again. Because I hit the vector. You can't hit the vector at this point. I'm gonna do this and erase it, and now we can do this. And then we can make this part and change the line weight to create a separation. Let's select this, decrease a little, and we can select this and decrease just a little more. So it has a separation because this one is a little thicker because it's on the front, and this one is on the back, so it doesn't have the same width. And from here, now you got two options. You can manually add the points that you need. For example, here, you can add a point here to make the transition a little softer when you are changing the width. Something like this. Notice that it's a little more thicker here than here. Or you can go to the redraw vector line and increase it a little, and see that here, by clicking here, you can readjust the whole vector, not only the shape but as well the width. And you can actually resize and rescale everything. But by doing this, you gotta make sure to have a copy, because you will add a lot of points. As you can see, now this shape has a lot of points. I'm gonna hit Ctrl Z, and now we're gonna time lapse everything. Hope you like it. If you like the video, you can click on the like and you can show to your friends as well. Till the next time.
Bum, 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 bum.